Immortality. It's often seen as the ultimate superpower, the grand prize at the end of a mythical quest. You get to see the future, learn all the world's secrets, and never have to fear the end. But like any grand idea, it's worth asking what would literally happen if you were granted this gift. Let's assume one day you simply stop aging and become immune to death from disease or injury. What does forever actually look like? At first, it's great. The first 100 years are a honeymoon period. You watch your friends and family grow old, and while their loss is painful, you see it as the price of your unique existence. You become a living historian, a keeper of stories that would otherwise be lost. You could master every skill, learn every language, and accumulate a tidy amount of wealth through long-term investments. The world is your playground, and you have all the time in it. But time is the one thing that eventually turns on you. After a few centuries, the problems begin. You can no longer maintain a single identity. Your face becomes too well known, and your lack of aging goes from a curiosity to a terrifying anomaly. You're forced to move, change your name, and abandon the life you've built every few decades. You're no longer a person. You're a myth, a ghost drifting through generations. The grief also changes. It's no longer about losing individuals you love. It's about losing entire eras. The music you grew up with is ancient history. The cities you knew are unrecognizable. The languages you first spoke are dead. Loneliness becomes your only constant companion. Then you enter deep time. After a few millennia, humanity itself begins to change. They might evolve into a new species, one you no longer recognize or connect with. Or perhaps they achieve interstellar travel and leave Earth behind, seeing you as nothing more than a curious relic of their primitive past. Or perhaps they simply go extinct, wiped out by a catastrophe you effortlessly survived. Now, you are truly alone, the last human on a planet that is no longer yours. You walk through the ruins of civilizations you saw being built, a solitary monument to a species that vanished. This is where the biological horror starts. Your body might be immortal, but is your mind? The human brain has a finite storage capacity. After 10,000 years of memories, what happens when it's full? You'd likely start forgetting things not by choice, but out of neurological necessity. You'd forget the faces of your first family. You'd forget your own original name. Your mind, your very consciousness, would become a chaotic library with books constantly being rewritten and erased. You wouldn't be you anymore. You'd be an ever-changing collection of fragmented memories, and the universe doesn't wait for you. The planet continues its slow, violent dance. Continents drift. Ice ages bury continents, and you with them, trapped in ice for 100,000 years, conscious but unable to move. It's inconvenient, but you have the time. Then comes the real finale. In about 5 billion years, the sun will exhaust its hydrogen and swell into a red giant. Its fiery outer layers will engulf the earth, boiling the oceans and melting the crust. But you won't die. Your contract with immortality didn't include an invincibility clause. You cannot be destroyed, so you will float in the core of a star, perpetually burned but unable to find release. When the sun finally dies, collapsing into a white dwarf, your charred but unbroken form will be ejected into the cold, silent void of space. And you will just drift. For billions, then trillions of years, you will float through the darkness as the universe itself winds down towards its inevitable heat death, until all the stars have faded and only black holes remain. And when even they have evaporated, you will still be there, alone in the absolute, final, eternal darkness.